Good morning, folks. I am recording this video for posterity. So let me give you a little bit of background here. On June 6th, yes, I am drinking out of a Santa mug, so, whatever, it is what it is. On June 6th, my lovely, beautiful wife ordered me a bicycle from Kohls.com. That was clearly her first mistake, ordering a bike from an online retailer, which means that it's going to come in a box unassembled. But she didn't mind the fact that I was going to have to do the extra work to put the bike together, and of course, why would she? It's me that's doing the extra work. So, at any rate, we wound up having problems right from the get go. Actually, that previous number that I said, previous date, June 6th, is not when she ordered it at all. That was a screw up, but I've already recorded that section, so let's just pretend that I said the correct date then, which is I don't know when. June 6th is when the problems began. Okay, so June 6th, she actually started dealing with Kohls.com all up on the internet. At that time, I feel like I'm skipping steps here. Oh, right, the bike came all fucked up. Pardon my... It's English, okay? It's not French. Pardon my English. The bike came all fucked up in technical terms. All banged to shit. It wasn't usable. It wasn't something that we were willing to deal with. So now moving on. June 6th is when Katie first started dealing with a gentleman named Rex online who agreed to replace the bike. And here's what they were going to do. They were going to send a new bike, billing Katie's Kohl's card for the new bike, and allow for the pickup of the old messed up bike. All I had to do is get it back in the box, which was indeed brain surgery. So, we're getting a new bike, right? In theory. Well, no. Because a couple days later, or maybe that day, she had to speak with somebody named Gwen over at thekohls.com. They said they'll ship a bike on a new order. There'll be a pickup request. UPS will contact Katie to pick up via phone. I don't know how you pick up. I guess what the notes here mean is that they would contact her via phone to pick up the bike. I don't think they were going to try to pick up the bike via phone because I've not seen that, and if that's a new technology that UPS has got, what can Brown do for you? Well, fucking magic tricks apparently. So Katie was going to get a credit for the same price that her card was charged for initially, and then they were to cover the new bike, right? And then they were going to charge her card for the same amount of the bike. Okay? However, once the old bike made it back to the warehouse, wherever that may be, they were going to give her a credit of $20 more than the cost of the bike for her inconvenience. However, this is where poops goes off the rails. Okay, so basically what happens next is Katie has to deal with somebody named Helene, who claimed that they will give an immediate refund with the store. I don't know. Basically, the gist of this is saying they didn't know if they had her email correct, so they needed to... I'm losing my crap here. I went off the rails because this is where it goes so badly. Basically, what was going to happen is that I should delete this section of the video. I should, but this is how fucking frustrated I am. And I'm looking at the screen here instead of up at where the camera thing is. So I'm not even looking at you guys. I'm just looking at some random space. I'm getting angry, and this video is going to come in at like 20 minutes. So, at any rate, what happened is they offered her a 15% discount off of her next purchase. No. Then she spoke with Adriana on the phone. Sorry for that ding. Jean is interrupting my video. They told her they will issue a credit of $30 once the bike's received. And by a credit, they mean a store credit towards a future purchase at Kohl's. As if we're ever fucking shopping at Kohl's again. So my job today is to call Kohl's and let them know that we're going back to the original agreement that they are going to pay to pick up the bike, deliver a new bike, which we will be charged for. However, we will be given a credit that amounts to what we paid for the original bike, plus $20 for our inconvenience. If they cannot agree to that, then our second option is they just pick up the bike, refund us everything, don't send us a new one. And we're done. No bike. Let's get a bike somewhere else. Okay? Option number 3, which is what I'm kind of hoping happens, is that shit gets ugly on the phone. And that I let them know if they don't resolve this to my satisfaction. Whilst on the phone, my hair looks fantastic, by the way. If they don't resolve this to my satisfaction whilst on the phone, that I will be taking this bicycle, which there is not a seat attached to, taking it to my local Kohl's, which is approximately 2 miles down the road, and shoving the bike directly up the colon of the store manager. So, play along with me. Let's see how this goes. I actually need more coffee now. There's no fucking way I'm going to make it through this thing without refilling my coffee. Dogs, stay put. You guys are just troublemakers. Stay there. So I have a full cup of coffee now. Actually, not even a full cup of coffee. That's how this morning's going. I put the approximate amount of sugar that I would use for a full cup of coffee into here, and all that was left was about a third of a cup of coffee. So now I've pretty much just got sugar sludge water. I'm not happy about that, which is not going to bode well for whoever answered the phone over at thecoles.com. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to dial in. I'm going to try to take you guys along for the ride, but this video is already weighing in at like 8 minutes, and I'm pretty sure like the total viewership of this is going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of 0. But if it gets too long, I'll just cut it out and come back to what my reaction is to their shenanigans. But God, one way or another, I will capture this, and if you guys do want to see more of it, I'll release like, you know, the bonus footage, I guess, of my conversation with Kohl. So here we go. So you guys are not getting to see the full footage of the call with Kohl's because it weighed in at 27 minutes, and that's just too long. Most of the time I was on hold. However, I talked to a young woman named Jihan who sounded incredibly American. Which whatever they're doing there over in these countries where they've got call centers, they're learning how to speak English better than we do. You guys, so I mean, I'm not saying Jihan couldn't be here, but according to Katie, everybody that she talked to sounded like they were not, based in the United States. So I don't know, maybe Jihan's an expatriate, expat. How do you say that word, Gene? If you watch this, correct it in the comments with phonetic shit, or just record a video of you saying expat, whatever. So what Jihan agreed to do was to ship the new bike out. However, they would first have UPS schedule a pickup, which they gave me a tracking number for, to come pick up the old bike and take it back there. Within 7 days of receiving the old bike, we would be given a credit of the cost of the bike, the additional $20 credit that Katie was promised, and also a differential credit, which means that the cost of the bike has gone up almost $50, so they have to charge us that. So they'll give us a credit to balance that out as well. We will be charged for what was the original cost of the bike as a separate charge. So now what's winding up happening is we're going to pay the same price for the bike that we did, get an additional $20 credit on Katie's Kohl's card, and she is also going to send out $30 in Kohl's cash. So while this video started angrily, I've got to say, as long as Jihan's plan goes through and there aren't any other wrinkles, because we've already talked to something like 11 people over there at Kohl's, then I'm pretty impressed with the way they handled things. Well, you know, again, we were pretty impressed with the way they handled things at first, and that shit didn't happen at all. But you guys, this video was supposed to be like me going off and just being like a dick, like I usually am, and I mean that's what was going to be entertaining and fun about it. And in the end, Kohl's just took care of us so far. So I feel like if you watched this far and you were expecting some kind of, oh, here comes the dogs. If you're expecting some kind of fireworks, I'd really let you guys down. I guess in the end, what this boils down to is that Kohl's did a pretty good job of taking care of us. And I feel like if I hadn't dropped so many F-bombs and talked about shoving bikes up people's buttholes, that I could be like that lady with the Chewbacca mask where they would just show up at our house and give us all kinds of free stuff. But because I'm a hot-headed idiot, none of that shit's going to happen. So, hey, there's Joe. Right? Oh, fuck, I did it again. There. I guess the end. I'll release the footage of the call if you guys want. Have a great weekend, y'all. There's all the dogs. There's Ramona over there stretching out. There's, you can't see him. He's too little. Go, There's baby Louis. There's baby Louis. Louis saying, hi, I'm going to spend my $30 Kohl's credit on some shit that my mommy doesn't need. So, hi, buddy. All right, guys. See ya. You say goodbye? Say not. Yeah, okay. Bye-bye. This dog looks like he's being abused. He's not. This is the boo boo boo. Alright, you're not real smart.